Yusuf. Today I will introduce you the MSP board that we will use in the lab. We will use the MSP430 microcontroller from Texas Instruments. It also has many peripherals like LEDs, LCD display and 7-segment displays. You will write your code in assembly language using Code Composer Studio. So let's check the architecture of the board. It has a 16-bit RISC CPU and it has 16 registers to use. We should write our code using the registers between R4 and R15. The registers between R0 and R3 are dedicated to program counter, stack pointer, status register and constant generator. The microprocessor has a total of 51 instructions and 7 addressing modes. Please examine the kit's documents before coming to lab. You can find the instruction set and its usage in the shared documents. As I have said before, there are 7 addressing modes. Let's check the modes for the moving operation. We can use the register addressing mode to move contents of a register to another one. The indexed addressing mode is used to reach the memory via using the registers as indexes. We can use symbolic and absolute addressing modes to do operations directly on the memory. The indirect and indirect auto-increment modes use the contents of the register as the operand. However, using indirect auto-increment, the address in the register is incremented. In immediate mode, we can use constant values directly. For single operand and double operand instructions, we can use the registers for byte operations or word operations depending on .b or .w extensions. If no extension is used, then the instruction is a word instruction. There are 2 general purpose I/O ports, P1 and P2. These ports are connected to the LEDs and buttons on the left side of the board. These ports can be configured as input or output. If it is used as output, it changes the LEDs. If it is used as input, we can take the input from the buttons. We can use the direction registers to define the bits as input or output. Input and output registers are used to keep the input and output data. In the direction registers, we should set the bits as 1 for an output and 0 for an input. For detailed information, please check the GPIO documents from Ninova. You will write your code in Code Composer Studio. First thing to do is clicking File and creating a new CCS project. Here, we should select MSP430 G2553 as target. Then we should name our project and select Empty Assembly Only project. CCS will create us a blank assembly file. We should write our code in this block. Using the moving operation and immediate addressing, I can push a decimal 8 to register 4. And I can add a no operation line for debugging purposes. Using this icon, I can start debugging. Here we can see inside of each register. We will also do many memory operations in the class. Thus, please also check the memory window when necessary. Let's run our code through the marked line. We can see that the constant value is inside the register. As a new example, let's check another code. Here, I set the last bit of port 1 as output. Then I load 1 to the output register. After running the code, we will see that the first LED is activated. As a last example, let's check the following code. Here, there is a loop to wait for some time. The loop continues until the value of R15 becomes 0. And there is an outer loop. In this loop, we do XOR operation on P1 out. After running the code, we will obtain a blinking LED.